What's up everybody, Max Digital here, and we're going to compare the LG Stylo 6 on the left with the Apple iPhone 12 Pro on the right. The main story of the Stylo 6 is that it has a stylus. That's the standout feature. The iPhone 12 Pro standout feature is that it has a really flagship feel to it with the specs and the camera, but we'll get into all of this in a little bit. Now for the price, I'm going to start off right there because it's very important. The Stylo 6 in the United States is pretty much available on prepaid, and it's actually, you can get it for free when you port it in. So this is like pretty much a free device for most people, and it packs a lot of value. The iPhone 12 Pro, on the other hand, has a $1,000 price tag, so it's very expensive, but it is for people that like flagships. It's definitely a flagship device with that great camera system. Other big difference comes to network. The Stylo 6 is an LTE only phone, while the iPhone 12 Pro offers 5G. If you're in a 5G area, then this should be very good for you for upload speeds, download speeds, and all that stuff. But LTE should be fine on the Stylo and on the iPhone 12 Pro as well for most people, because most apps are fine on LTE speeds. Next, let's talk about the sizes of these devices. For the height, the Stylo is 6.7 inches. The iPhone 12 Pro is 5.78 inches. For the width, the Stylo is 3 inches. The iPhone is 2.8 inches. For the thickness, Stylo is 0.34 inches. The iPhone 12 Pro is 0.29 inches. So overall, the Stylo is a bigger device. For the weight, the Stylo weighs 7.7 ounces. The 12 Pro is 6.7 ounces in weight. So the overall heavier device is the Stylo. You're rocking a single SIM card on the Stylo 6, while there's a dual SIM card option on the iPhone. You get a regular physical SIM card, and you also get an eSIM. So this is good if you want to travel and pop in and out different SIM cards. The Stylo does not offer any type of dust or water resistance, while the iPhone offers IP68, so you can dunk it in water up to 6 meters for 30 minutes. For the display, the Stylo has a 6.8-inch LCD display, while the iPhone has a 6.1-inch display Super Retina XDR OLED. The resolution on the Stylo is 1080 by 2460, which is full HD. The iPhone 12 is higher than full HD. It's 1170 by 2532. PPI on the Stylo is 395. PPI on the iPhone 12 Pro is 460. Screen to body ratio on the Stylo is 82%. It's 86% on the iPhone 12 Pro. The Stylo has a pretty good screen, but the iPhone 12 Pro clearly wins in the quality of the screen department. For the software, we have Android 10 on the Stylo 6 with LG Skin on top, while we have iOS 14 on the iPhone 12. You will not get any updates on the Stylo 6, but you will get like around 5 years of updates on the iPhone 12 Pro. Another big difference between these devices with the software is if you like a lot of different features and changing different tweaking and stuff like that on your phone, then the Android will be good. The iPhone 12 Pro has the benefit of being very efficient and offering iOS only apps such as iMessage, FaceTime, AirDrop, and iMovie. So it depends on the user. So for the chipset, the Stylo 6 has a MediaTek Helio P35 processor, which is not super good, but it's not terrible either. It'll get the job done. You might see a few stutters here and there, but nothing major. The iPhone 12 rocks a best-in-class Apple A14 Bionic. The iPhone 12 Pro will not have any issues running any apps of any kind. It could be big, small apps, very intensive. It will not be slowed down by this processor. But overall, for most people, they won't see a difference in regular day apps such as YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp messaging, maps, anything like that. It probably will not people won't notice that stuff. The Stylo 6 for the RAM has 3 gigs of RAM, which is actually not that bad for a free prepaid budget device. 3 gigs will be sufficient as a baseline. Anything lower than 3 gigs will be terrible, but 3 gigs is pretty good. As long as you don't have a million apps, this thing won't freeze up or crash. The iPhone 12 Pro has 6 gigs of RAM, but also on top of that, iOS handles RAM very efficiently. So there's no way that the iPhone 12 Pro will run out of space to run all these apps. Next, we have internal storage. The Stylo 6 has 64 gigs of storage, which is pretty good for the price, while we get 128 gigs on the iPhone 12 Pro. The big difference here is that you can add storage to the Stylo 6 with a micro SD card for very cheaply, while you cannot do that with the iPhone. You have to upgrade to a higher storage model. So a big win for the Stylo in the storage department. For the camera system, we have a triple setup on the Stylo: a 13 megapixel main camera on the back, 5 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel depth. The iPhone 12 Pro has a triple camera setup as well. All three are 12 megapixels. One is wide, the main wide one. We have a telephoto and an ultra wide. You could film 1080p on the Stylo, and you could film 4K in the iPhone 12 Pro. So at the end of the day, you can't get around it. The iPhone 12 Pro is going to have a beast of a camera, best in-class camera for pictures and video, no problem. It'll be hard to take a terrible picture on this phone. Stylo 6, on the other hand, at best, it'll take average pictures. You won't be disappointed, but you won't be impressed either. Selfie camera on the Stylo 6 is 13 megapixels, and you can shoot up to 1080p video. The iPhone 12 Pro has a 12 megapixel shooter selfie, and it can film up to 4K. So yes, you're gonna get even better selfie pictures and videos on the iPhone 12 Pro, but like I said, you won't be disappointed either on the Stylo. It just won't be impressive. Another bonus for the Stylo is that it has a headphone jack, so if you haven't fully embraced wireless, you could still connect your headphones. You could connect your mic, and you could connect it to your car via aux cord. You can't do that with the iPhone because it doesn't have a headphone jack, and you have to use a dongle, so that's not going to be fun. So a big win for the Stylo. For Bluetooth, both of these phones are rocking Bluetooth 5.0, and that's how you're going to connect your smartwatch and your wireless headphones for the most part, and other devices as well. But the budget phone on the Stylo and the flagship on the iPhone should connect no problem to any devices that you have. There's no NFC on the Stylo 6, but you do have NFC on the iPhone 12 Pro, but that's mostly reserved for Apple Pay. Stylo 6 for charging has a USB Type-C port, while the iPhone 12 Pro has a Lightning port for charging. If you have a lot of iOS devices, you'll feel right at home with the Lightning port. If you have a lot of different devices, such as laptops and Chromebooks and tablets and headphones and all this other stuff, that USB Type-C is the same port used. Moving on to battery, the Stylo 6 has an impressive 4,000 milliamp battery. It's not the biggest on the market, but that will definitely last you all day. The iPhone 12 Pro has a battery of 2,815 milliamps. Doesn't sound too impressive, and it's lower than the Stylo 6, but it will definitely last you close to the end of the day. There is fast charging, 20 watts on the iPhone 12 Pro. If you do manage to need a charge, you can charge 50% in 30 minutes. There is no fast charging on the Stylo 6, but that battery is sufficient for pretty much all day. So what are my conclusions at the end of the specs, and what impresses me and what doesn't? Well, you get a lot of value from the Stylo 6, which is budget. But if you're really into your video and your camera and your pictures, the iPhone 12 Pro will definitely be a better phone for that. Also, this will handle any type of apps that you throw at it or video editing. This phone costs $1,000, so you're definitely going to be spending a lot of money, so you expect a lot of quality. It has a premium feel. On the other hand, the Stylo 6, that one packs a lot of value and includes some extras that the iPhone 12 can't even compete with, like a stylus, like a headphone jack, like a micro SD card slot. So if you want value and you really don't care about 5G, get the Stylo. If you care about premium and videos and pictures and stuff, get the iPhone 12 Pro. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.